folks, it's Jeff here. Just a quick reminder, if you're loving Disney Coast to Coast, there are a couple of easy ways that you can support the show. We'd love it if you could rate and review us on iTunes, or wherever you listen to the show. This is a simple way to help other Disney fans find us. Also, go ahead and share your favorite episodes on social media and be sure to tag us. You can find all of our social media information at DisneyCoastToCoast.com. And finally, I just want to say thank you to all of you who listen every week. Your support is very appreciated, and we love that you're enjoying our Disney geekiness. Now on with the show.
Get ready for your weekly dose of pixie dust with Disney Coast to Coast.
Hey folks, and welcome to Disney Coast to Coast, the ultimate unofficial Disney fan podcast. I'm Jeff DePaoli.
And I'm Patrick Dougal.
And Patrick.
What up?
Before we get to this week's news, I do want to go back, I think it was the last episode we did together. We were talking about how Coco got, no, not Coco. What's the film that got bumped a couple of years?
Wreck-It Ralph?
Wreck-It Ralph, yes. And we had brought up...
Wait, couple of years? Gigantic.
Gigantic, I'm sorry. There we go.
Wreck-It Ralph got bumped like a couple months.
6
Gigantic
months got a couple
bumped,
years.
Yeah.
And we had mentioned I wonder, if a film that's ever been announced had ever been canceled.
Tron
2, yes, that's another one.
Just hit me. I was like, Tron.
Yeah, Tron 2 was canceled. But as far as animated films, we had Preston Ewing and Kyle Burbank write in. Thank you to you two for writing in. Newt was a Pixar film that was supposed to happen.
Never heard of it.
It sounds vaguely familiar.
Was it about a salamander?
It was about a newt. So the theories are it was coming out. They were developing it around the time that Rango came out, and then also similar storyline to Rio. So they kind of backed out, and then they brought in Pete Docter to try and fix it supposedly, and then he was like, "I got a better idea. It's called Inside Out." So it never happened, but
Interesting.
Newt was announced to the public and taken off the...
You know what's crazy? Just thinking about like things changing is just how culture events change movies too. About the Lilo and Stitch segment where there's in the movie Stitch takes the aircraft and they fly on the beach and stuff, but originally it was a plane going through the city, and it had to change because of 9/11. Finding Dory had to change because of the SeaWorld controversy.
Yes, yeah.
It's crazy.
I remember Spider-Man had to change because of 9/11 as well. And it became like a very... Was it Spider-Man 2? I think it was Spider-Man 2. And I remember that had changed. Yeah, a lot of... It's interesting stuff like that. Yeah. But Newt, gone. There was a lot of concept art.
About it.
If you Google image Newt Pixar, you will find a lot of concept art for it.
But I remember Tron 2. And then they were like... And
now it's coming.
Yeah,
right? They canceled it, and now there's talk of it happening again. So that's interesting. But thank you, Preston and Kyle, for writing in and letting us know about that. But are you ready for some House of Mouse headlines? Mm-hmm. Let's do it.
Here are the latest news from the Walt Disney Company in today's House of Mouse headlines.
Okay, to start things off, here's a very it's an interesting story. I wish I had $1 million laying around, because apparently one of the original Disneyland map drawings that Walt used to convince the investors to build Disneyland is going up for auction.
Why?
Who
owns it? Do we know who?
There was a name, I can't remember. So apparently the person who originally acquired this is somebody that worked for Walt Disney. Okay. And they're just kind of like getting rid of things.
I feel like the family museum should like buy it up or something.
That's what I said. I can't believe Archives doesn't have it. Now this is one of a few from what I'm understanding. I don't know if Archives has one, because there was a point where Walt Disney Archives did not exist. And let's face it, like, we've all cleaned our attics and basements before and gotten rid of that. For me, it's like toys from my childhood that I'm like, God, like I literally will go on eBay. I literally just bought a VHS copy of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
I'm sorry.
Because I'm like, there are certain movies that I had VHS as a kid, and I'm like, I kind of want that copy still. So, okay, yes, somebody was getting rid of this from the Walt Disney Studios. This guy took it because he wanted to preserve the art, and it's being, I think it was been sold once already, and now being sold again. They're saying it's probably going to get between $750,000 and $1 million. I really wish that Walt Disney Archives or the Walt Disney Family Museum would get it.
Yeah, they got $1 million laying around.
Tell me this: if you were, let's say you owned it, and you were the one auctioning this map off.
Yeah.
And the prediction is you can get between $750,000 and $1 million for it. What if the Walt Disney Family Museum came to you and said, listen, we have $500,000 we can give you for it. Do you sell it to the Walt Disney Family Museum, or do you hold out for that quote unquote guaranteed at least additional $250,000?
Do I get a lifetime
pass?
Annual pass as well?
Walt Disney Family Museum couldn't do that for you. If it were the Walt Disney Archives, they could do that. But I don't know. Would you do it? I would.
Yeah, I feel like I would. I'm still getting $500,000, and I'm knowing it's going like.
I would say I want
to preserve Walt's legacy in Disneyland.
I would say I want 10 lifetime passes to the museum.
I don't care about museums.
Oh, the museum's great.
I know, museum's great.
It's great,
but it's not that.
It's not that expensive.
It's like $20.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's an interesting story. If you are in California, you can actually go look at it starting in early June. The actual auction is on June 25th. It's going to be at the Van Eaton Galleries in Sherman Oaks, California, which I believe we've been to before.
Is that the one?
Yeah, that's the one we went to, I believe. So yeah, the concept art by Herb Ryman. And if you don't know the famous story, this is the story of Walt basically telling Herb, hey, this is what I envisioned for this park, draw it. And they took that to ABC and many other investors, and it helped sell the idea of the park. So
crazy. It's
massive amounts of Disney history, and it's pretty epic. But
speaking of Disney history, we're getting an anniversary coming up, the 25th anniversary of Fantasmic, which
it just happened this past weekend. Actually,
I went to Disneyland. I saw a pin. It was so cool, but I was like, I want to buy it, but I don't want to buy it.
I saw the shirt, and I was excited to get the shirt, and then I was like, I don't really like the shirt.
The pin is nice, 25th anniversary pin. But if you don't know, Fantasmic has been down at Disneyland for a while because changes are happening, and we finally got some confirmed changes. At least one has been rumored, but there's an Aladdin section, specifically a flying carpet section, coming to Fantasmic in Disneyland.
Yeah, so this will be... if you've seen Aladdin Musical Spectacular, or from what I hear, the cruise ship as well.
The concept art is literally like a Photoshop of a Spectacular.
Is it?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I was like, that's like the costumes too. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, so I mean, I wish that the carpet would fly, but the reality is it's not going to.
Like fog and mist.
Yeah, it's going to be fog and rolling on the stage, and I'm sure it'll be beautiful. They have confirmed a lot. That's the major confirmation, but I've also heard... they've said Mickey Mouse is going to be in more scenes, so that's great, because one of the bonuses that the Florida version of Fantasmic has is Mickey has like 7 different costumes, I think. A lot of different costumes.
One of them he has his like shirt off. Like he's just like...
Oh, yeah. With
Bear Mickey.
With the Jafar snake.
Yeah,
right?
he like rolls up his arms, but it's like, you're not wearing a shirt.
But that's really funny. So yeah, hopefully we'll get more versions of Mickey as well. I'm curious if they're going to be... automated mouths. Am I saying the right word? What's the articulated mouths?
Articulated Mickey.
I don't know. I'm curious. Like continuity's sake, I'm like, go for it. And then there's part of me that's like, practically, it really doesn't matter. People are going to be far enough away that it doesn't matter much. But Mickey Mouse more scenes. We're hearing Tangled, Lion King, and Pirates of the Caribbean is happening, supposedly. So
I was like, the only thing very confirmed is the Aladdin section.
And more Mickey.
And more Mickey. But there's still rumors of Pirates, Frozen still, and etc. But I don't know if you saw today, or very recently, the water is back in Rivers of America. And I actually heard movement of the Mark Twain. So... things are rolling.
Still no date, though.
Still no date. Summer.
I'm assuming July. I just hope they do it right, whatever they do. Because last time we had the big refurb for Fantasmic was when we got the new dragon. And it premiered, I want to say June or July. And she didn't end up showing up until September because they had so many technical difficulties. So I'd rather it just open, finished, and ready than...
I just need a reason for me to stay at Disneyland at night. Because Main Street doesn't cut it.
No, but Remember Dreams Come True is not... But yes.
Comparatively for other things we're going to talk about soon. Now I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah. But I'm very excited for Fantasmic. I'm very scared. But I really do think it'll be all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, 25th anniversary just happened, of course, as we mentioned, and I'm hoping, as I said, I didn't buy the 25th anniversary shirt because I didn't care for it that much. I'm really hoping this new Fantasmic brings new merch. Because we need some. There's not enough. But anyway, an episode or two ago, we talked about the Skyline Lounge coming to Tomorrowland at Disneyland for viewing of fireworks. We now have a confirmed location. We were correct. It is going to be the second floor of the Expo Center. So basically the old Interventions. Still same info, $45, box snack, and you get a place to watch fireworks from.
Moving next door over to DCA, we had the return of Pixar Play. Pixar Play is now back in its daily routine, playing with all your favorite Pixar pals.
I actually ran into it yesterday or this past weekend, and it was going in the opposite direction.
Yes, it comes now from the Paradise Pier section and goes through to
the tower.
The tower. Also, there is a new choreography for each unit. So
oh, really?
If you knew the choreography from before, now you don't.
I did not know it.
Actually, I believe one of the reasons for the change was they said APs know the choreography too much. We need to change it. So
I was wondering
if
they were like, we want to fire some people, basically like not invite people back.
No, I feel like there's a lot of same amount of people and
listen. If they change it because AP people know they're gonna change a lot more.
Oh, I know.
Than that. That's hilarious. But
it's back.
It's back. Do you know the reasoning for the opposite direction? Because I was kind of confused by that.
Guardians construction?
Oh, maybe Guardians stuff backstage. That may be true. But it's back, and you can go see it.
I just want to mix it up a little bit.
Also over at DCA, we've got the Summer of Heroes happening, as we've talked about before, but now we've got some meet and greet confirmations. We've gotten some costume photos and such. This all happens May 27th with the opening of Guardians of the Galaxy. We got Star-Lord, Gamora, and Big Groot.
Big Groot.
What a disappointment.
Oh.
Well, we will talk about Guardians toward the end of this episode, which I did say. But Walt Disney World got a Baby Groot meet and greet with Star-Lord, and I'm kind of bummed we're getting big Groot.
I'm fine with it. I actually was very wary of the costume until I saw it. I think it looks great.
Yeah. It's like Chewbacca-esque.
Yeah, and we are getting both Star-Lord and Gamora, so it's nice. But Walt Disney World's Baby Groot is very cute, but it's still very like automatic and whatnot.
Oh no, I'm sorry. If they sold that, I would I don't want to. Should we get into Guardians right now? The movie briefly.
Sure, why not?
Sure, let's do it. So, what did you think of it?
I saw it 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, all before it came out.
That's true.
I really enjoyed the movie. I think I mentioned before that. Have we talked about it yet?
No, we
haven't talked about it. Well, I've mentioned it in passing with other people. I do still like the original Guardians better than the second one. I do think we get to expand more on more of the character story arcs. We get introduced to new characters. Of course, Baby Groot is adorable. But I think it's a great sequel. I love the Guardians franchise. And I think it lived up to what it was supposed to live up to.
I have 4 words for you.
Baby Groot dancing. A lot.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Oh, yes. Yes. We haven't talked. I said there was a reference to a Disney character in the movie, and it is perfect.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
You look like Mary Poppins.
Is he cool? Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's cool.
I'm Mary Poppins.
Yeah,
great. I was surprisingly the only one, like me, I saw with Tiffany from Who's This and What's This, and we were like the only ones cracking up at it. I was like, no one else finds this hilarious?
I was in a theater with a very responsive crowd. Yeah. I really enjoyed it. You know, as I've mentioned before, not a Marvel guy, but I love Chris Pratt. It's a funny movie. Mm-hmm. Was the big blue guy always
Drax?
So funny?
Drax?
Sure.
He's
with the red veins.
Yes, he's. I
don't remember
in the first
him being
one.
so funny.
He's very. In the first one, he was very literal and dry, and it's still kind of the same. He like takes things very literally. Where he's like, I think in the first one there's a line that goes, "I think the joke went over his head," and he's like, "It wouldn't. I'm too fast. I would catch it." And it's like, oh god.
Yeah, he was cracking me up. You know, it was an enjoyable movie. I did feel with these movies, I feel like if there were 90 minutes, I'd love them so much more because they just go on for so long and like 10 minutes into an action sequence, I'm like, checked out.
I do think Drax and Mantis had a very funny relationship throughout the whole movie with running jokes. A lot of running jokes throughout the movie, but I do feel like the beginning was great. The middle was kind of like the second act wasn't as exciting, but I think the third act I think was one of the most satisfying like battles. Yeah,
Baby Groot is the cutest thing on earth.
Mm-hmm.
I I was very emotionally invested in Baby Groot, and I actually got, like, I was literally angry at myself during the movie for loving him so much, because I'm like, I know this is just to sell toys. Like, this is the only purpose of him.
So
He's
cute.
so cute, and then he had that, like, single tear running down his face at one point. I was like, oh my god, my heart broke for Baby Groot.
Yeah.
He was adorable, but I love him. And on a related but different note, saw the trailer for Spider-Man on the big screen. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, Spider-Man. Oh my god.
Anyway, moving on. But yeah, so we're having Big Groot here at DCA, not Baby Groot. It's a disappointment for me, but I'm sure some people are happy about that.
Yeah, I made a joke. I was like, well, if Baby Groot's at Walt Disney World, Big Groot's at Disneyland, where's Teenage Groot?
He's hanging out at Disney's Hollywood Studio. Oh no, wait, that's where
he's just
Baby
in
Groot
like
is.
Hong Kong or somewhere. I don't know. But speaking of Guardians, of course, we have Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout opening at a DCA on the 27th. And if you want to get a chance to ride the ride a day beforehand, there is a special event party. I think it's $149, $150.
$150, yeah.
$150, which it'll be a special nighttime party the day before where you'll be able to ride Mission Breakout and I think meet the characters.
Yeah, it's basically a test, it sounds like, for superhero, or for the whole Summer of Heroes, because they're also having Superhero Comic Academy, which is basically the Animation Academy with Marvel characters. They're going to have a panel discussion, though, which is, I think, the best part, a panel discussion with Imagineers about the creation of the ride. I hope somebody videotapes that. I'm sure somebody will and puts it online, because I feel like it could be potentially awkward, and I don't say that because like I want to see an awkward situation, but I really would love to hear the Imagineers like explanation of destroying a good attraction to make a different one.
I don't know if this is gonna be true, but I'm going to the media day, which is the day before, but in the invite it says the 25th and 26th, so I don't know if media is going to be a part of that party as well, but there could be a tape section of that. But what I'm excited for about if we're going to talk about Mission Breakout is Mission Breakout was filmed alongside Guardians 2, so we get brand new original footage, but they also just announced, because we haven't seen it yet, but Mantis will also be a part of the ride.
Cool. Yeah. Which one's Mantis?
The girl
with the antenna? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. She's part of the ride?
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I'm looking forward to checking that out. The $150 does include a $15 food and drink voucher, so that's good. I mean, I wouldn't pay it, but if
you're a big Marvel fan, this is definitely, and you don't want to like wait in so many lines. I think, especially if you're one of those, I feel like if you go to this party and you're one of those people that want to try to like ride all 6 variations, go for it. But other than that, you'll probably have to wait through summer to get the lines.
I still think the lines are going to be long. They tend to oversell these events now. So if it's popular enough to sell out, I think the lines are going to be long. But it's 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. You're the only ones there, and you and a bunch of your other friends who spent $150. So that'll be fun. For so many people, going on a Disney vacation requires years of saving. So the last thing you want after scrimping and saving is added stress on top of that. So why not make it easier for yourself and let our Season 4 sponsor, Adventures Out There Travel, do the heavy lifting for you. Perhaps you're planning for your first Disney vacation and you're feeling overwhelmed because there's so much to do and see. Well, don't worry. Adventures Out There Travel has you covered. Their agents specialize in making suggestions based on the type of activities you tell them you want to experience. Whether heading to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, or on a Disney cruise, Adventures Out There Travel can help you out. Go to adventuresouttheretravel.com for your free, no-obligation quote. Also going on at Disney California Adventure and at Walt Disney World, there is a Cars 3 sneak peek here at Disney California Adventure. It's in a Bug's Life theater, the sad theater that keeps getting its attraction taken away from it. And over at Disney's Hollywood Studios, it's in One Man's Dream. Once again, knocking out the Walt film for this Cars 3 sneak peek. But I gotta tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I saw it, and it was a full house of excited people. I have not seen a Bug's Life theater at Disney California Adventure ever that full.
I saw it as well. I think the preview's great.
I think it's going to easily be the best Cars movie.
Oh yeah. I was very surprised if you see it at DCA. the amount of effects they use the effects over and over. I was like, we get it?
Yep.
We get it. Especially there's one part where they're like just racing around and like the bugs that go under just like keep going. I was like, oh, you're not gonna stop. You're just gonna keep running these little balls under my butt.
Yeah, and they stab you at least 3 times.
I do not sit against the seat.
I love the sting.
I hate it. So like, everyone just went, I went by. I was like, oh, they're really into the movie, and I was like, oh no, they just got stung.
I love the sting.
No, I sit forward. I can't do it.
The air bursts were constant. Like
Water.
they really used the effects a lot, and they showed a good like scene from the movie, and it's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it. It is open now. The sneak peek is open now. Disney California Adventure gets to One Man's Dream on May 26th. But I definitely suggest checking it out. I actually checked out the Pirate sneak peek as well for the first time recently, and that looks good as well. So it's cool.
I don't want to give too much away, but did you notice they had a reference right in the preview
Of Cars 3?
Yeah. There's you can see the Pizza Planet truck.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see
You
it.
missed it?
Oh, it was probably during the race.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And actually the rocket from the planet gets hit and it
funny.
throws into the audience.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Cool. What else is going on at Walt Disney World?
Well, over at Walt Disney World, there's an interesting survey going around for the Epcot. The Epcot park.
He's like a 70-year-old man.
The Epcot.
I'm going to the Epcot today.
The experimental prototype city of tomorrow. But of course, when you go to any Disney park, there's some like researchers out there wanting to know how your time span, food you ate, attractions you went on. Well, there's a survey going around about Figment. They're wanting to know audience knowledge of Figment and pretty much appreciation of Figment, which is very interesting because I feel like if not a lot of people know about it, Figment's days might be numbered.
Yeah, first of all, if you're in Epcot and anybody asks you these questions, regardless of what your real answers are, you say, yes, I know who Figment is, and yes, I love him. I think I don't know. Now I'm thinking maybe the general public doesn't know who he is.
I don't feel like that ride.
He's still gonna ride.
That ride is very hidden, and that never has a way.
He's got a topiary.
Yeah. I just don't think the average. Of course, the Disney lovers like us
See, that's
who are listening, of course, know who Figment is. But the average park goer and family, I don't think they know who Figment is.
It's interesting, though. It's definitely no secret that Epcot is going to be going through some major changes. So this could be a question of, will we bring Figment back or not? I feel like they should have learned their lesson last time, where when they brought it back, the attraction without Figment, people freaked out to the point that after 2 years, they had to close down the attraction, put Figment back into it. But also, there's been those rumors of Figment becoming the icon of Tomorrowland, and maybe they're taking surveys for that purpose. I don't know. I think it's an interesting survey.
I think that whole building is very weird. Of course, right now is it still the Disney Pixar shorts in there, or animation shorts,
and they have the DVC lounge upstairs.
Yeah, and then just the Figment ride. It's a very just random building.
I don't hate that attraction nearly as much as most people do.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
The original is much better, but I definitely feel like we need
I feel like that space is definitely due for an upgrade of some sorts.
Yeah, the official questions that they're asking on the survey are, please tell us how familiar you are with Figment. And the second question is, how much do you personally like Figment? So, how familiar you are? Very familiar. How much do you personally like Figment? Very, very, very much. Those are your answers, ladies and gentlemen.
Should he be a walk-around character? Yeah.
No, interesting little factoid about that attraction. The current iteration of Figment's attraction is coming close to surpassing the original run.
Oh, wow.
Which, that just reminds me of the Sorcerer's Hat at Disney's Hollywood Studios, where it got to a point where it was
longer than it wasn't there.
Oh, and that's just so weird to me. But in any case, that's going on. Some more stuff going on at Walt Disney World. Now, this is just a rumor, but it's a very exciting rumor. Supposedly, the Haunted Mansion might be getting a restaurant in the Magic Kingdom. This would be very cool if this happened. We've seen it happen similarly with the Jungle Cruise spinoff into what's called Skipper's Canteen, where they've themed a restaurant around an attraction. I love this. I far prefer this over like stuff themed to movies and TV all the time. So I don't know where they would put it. I mean,
yeah. I did see a counter argument of the idea of like how it makes sense that there's like a Haunted Mansion like dinner. Like apparently they made sense with Memento Mori with the gift shop, how it correlated with Madame Leota. But like I don't know, in theming and story, like why would people be dining in the Haunted Mansion?
Maybe you were invited to the wedding.
Of what? There's only room for
bride.
one. There's only room for one more, not 1 million people eating. So I don't know. That's the only counter argument I saw about something like that. But like obviously I'd want it to happen. That'd be super cool.
The story would be that all of the former butlers and maids of the mansion are unemployed since it's now vacated. So they've decided to open a restaurant. Basically the same story as Skipper's Canteen.
Sure.
But that would be cool if that happens.
Other news over at Magic Kingdom, of course, big news. We finally got the debut of Happily Ever After. Unfortunately, Wishes is gone, which I am not sad about and voiced my opinion on for a while now. Wishes needed to go. And now hopefully everyone agrees because Happily Ever After is a great step up from Wishes, in my opinion.
Okay, I do not remember. I've seen Wishes a number of times, but to be fair, I actually haven't seen it in quite a few years because the last 2 years I was there, I saw Hello Wishes. So I haven't seen like original Wishes for a very long time, so I don't have a great memory of it. But Happily Ever After made me emotional watching it on YouTube. I was like, wow, like this... East Coast now has Remember Dreams Come True competition, in my opinion. Like, it's a really, really good fireworks, and you can't even call them fireworks shows anymore.
It's
nighttime
just spectacular.
spectaculars.
Yeah, you have the addition of lasers and projection and the fireworks. Now, I think the projections play even a bigger part than actually the fireworks in general. But
which is cheaper, and that tends to be the trend now.
But for me, the sections they use, of course, they had a full Hunchback section.
Let's go through.
Okay.
So they had the theme song,
which is sung by Jordan Fisher, which is obviously a plus in my book already.
You love Jordan Fisher. You're so funny. And then it goes into Princess and the Frog.
Yeah, it starts with Princess and the Frog.
Star is shining bright, so good. And then we go into the Out There from Hunchback of Notre Dame,
and it's not like a little section. It's like a good full verse. And he's like climbing around, and he's going up to the top of the bell, and he's ringing it, and like stuff is happening.
And the finale of that was like a massive boom. It was great. Then sadly we go into like some
Brave. But which is really cool because she shoots an arrow and then the firework goes out.
There's nothing really cool about it.
I like the song in Brave, but again with that it like the Hunchback section was a full section. It starts with Brave, but then it goes quickly into other things. It's not like a full Brave section.
Yeah, we have Moana after Brave.
Full section of Moana, great.
And then we get like this cool montage of Friend Like Me, Tarzan, Hakuna Matata.
It's all about friendship.
Necessities. Yeah, they do a really cool character montage. I've noticed lately, they even do this in World of Color, where they'll take a song from a specific movie, but they'll relate it to a lot of other different movies. Like, I'm thinking in World of Color, we get that song So Close from Enchanted, and we'll see like all of these beautiful Disney relationships up there. So I like that they do that. I think it's smart because like their library is so huge at this point that you could never hit it all.
Yeah.
It is very newer animation centric though. Like if you're into classics like Cinderella, Snow White, you're not getting much of that at all. So that's a little bit of a disappointment. A small piece of Love is an Open Door is in there.
Yeah, not a lot of Frozen, and it's very reminiscent of actually Frozen Live at the Hyperion out here, where it's like it kind of like, if you've seen that, it's kind of like the father and mother reprise of Love is an Open Door. It's not even like the soundtrack from the movie.
Yeah.
So I even as the Frozen section, it like fine.
And then we've got some You'll Be in My Heart from Tarzan. I See the Light from Tangled. And then there's like a villains/scary section, which is phenomenal because Ursula is on the castle and it's so beautiful.
My only gripe with it is that section. There's a very in all the other section there's like lyric. There's just a very lack of dialogue in that section. It's just like, I think Ursula laughs and that's it. I don't even know the song during the villain section.
Well,
it's not. It's just score.
It goes into Pirates of the Caribbean, which I get it. It's one of the greatest movie scores of all time. But I'm sorry. Please don't give me a show all about animation and stick one live action film in there. It drives me crazy.
But I think with that section, like, I feel like a medley of villain songs would be cool. And of course, I still feel like, and no villain section is complete without Hellfire, and that should have been in there.
That totally.
Even if it was a score section. But that's my only gripe, because the next part is just amazing.
And then there's Hercules.
Yes. If you have, and that's like the climax. Yeah. Like they go into the climax with Go the Distance. Like if you climax a show with Go the Distance, you've won.
And a nice little like plus at the end is Tinkerbell Flies.
Yeah.
Which we're used to her opening fireworks shows. It was like a really nice, did we know that? I think we did know that, but
kind of.
I forgot about it.
Everyone kind of forgot.
Yeah.
And then it happened and I was like, oh yeah, that happens.
This was a nice show because like we kind of didn't know everything to expect. Normally I feel like we're told everything before it ever premieres. The crowds were definitely going wild. It was a great energy overall. I'm very happy for them. Which is what was a 13-year run? So
almost 14.
Yeah, so I mean, listen, that's a great run.
Yeah, the only difference was like the other Wishes we had like Jiminy Cricket and the Blue Fairy narrating. Now we have like British Morgan Freeman. But I don't know who narrated it, but there's
British Morgan Freeman.
There was like a British Morgan Freeman.
Wouldn't that be funny if they did get Morgan Freeman? Like, we want you to have a British accent.
Oh my God. But no, I really like the song. I really like I think it is a welcome, superior show that Magic Kingdom needed.
I don't think anybody would disagree. If you do, I'd actually be curious to hear. Leave a comment below on YouTube. Let us know what you think of the new Happily Ever After. I do have to say, I love the fact that I noticed not only are there projections on the castles, but to the left and right of the castle, there are like walls, I guess, or what?
Oh, the turrets. The
the turret walls are like projected on. And that's great as well.
I also noticed between a couple of videos I watched, if you're in the Hubgrass section, they have fountains. The fountains actually change color.
Oh, do they change color?
With the fireworks as well, so.
That's cool.
Crazy.
It's great. Now, this does beg the question, do we need Once Upon a Time?
That's what, yeah. It's a very mixtured.
By the way, if you don't know, Once Upon a Time, we're not referring to the TV show. We'll get to that in a bit. Once Upon a Time is the show that happens nightly at the Magic Kingdom. It is just the projection show that took place to celebrate the magic. Yeah, so that's still, and that's fairly new as well. And of course, the bookend of the titles is beautiful. Once Upon a Time, Happily Ever After. Love that. But there is so much projection in Happily Ever After. I really don't understand why Once Upon a Time is a thing. I mean, I guess it's not bad to have more,
I'm interested to see, because I had some people who saw Happily Ever After and then went behind the castle and watched it in New Fantasyland, and they still enjoyed it. But I would like to see the difference in enjoyment factor seeing it behind the castle and see how I would.
I mean, it's fireworks, so to me, fireworks are always great. But the projection is a major part of this show. It's one of those things. I was even thinking. I remember I was watching the video on YouTube and I was thinking to myself, man, I really want to go to Walt Disney World with my family and like watch this with them. And I thought back to the last time I saw fireworks with them at the Magic Kingdom, and it was actually at the top of the new, oh my God, the hotel right near
Bay Lake Tower.
The Bay Lake Tower, yeah. We were on the top of the Bay Lake Tower bar watching the fireworks from there. And, you don't get to see the castle so well. You see the pyro, but you don't really see clear images of projection on the castle. And I was like, I wouldn't want to watch this except from Main Street and the Hub. Like, it's much more than fireworks, and it's really superbly done. I'm very, very happy with Happily Ever After. There's plenty of video of it out on YouTube if you didn't get a chance to see it, but highly recommended in my book. Cut Merida out, and I'll give it even more thumbs up. But
I still like this song.
Hate it. There's bagpipes.
I like that.
Hate it. What else is going on?
There's a package for it.
Of course. Just like everything else, there's the fireworks viewing, dessert parties, and there's several options of what you can get. I don't think it's changed much from what Wishes offered either, but I will say this is going to be a popular show. I mean, I can't remember last time I saw Magic Kingdom that packed full as it was on opening night. So I feel like if you're going to do a dessert party or something, this might be one that's worth doing it for. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, anything else about Happily Ever After?
No, I'm gonna see it in a couple of weeks, and I'm super excited.
Cool.
Super excited. But moving across the lake over to Tokyo Disney Sea, we got an opening of a new ride, which took place of Storm Chaser, and that is the Nemo and Friends SeaRider. I think we talked about Storm Chaser before I got to ride it. It's more like more interactive Star Tours, where you had a screen with 3D glasses, but like stuff also happened inside. I don't know how much it differs because I haven't rode Nemo's SeaRider, but it seemed like a welcome addition to add more Disney into that park. Tokyo Disney Sea is very much similar to like an Epcot park where it's like Disney, but then like pulled back a little. So yeah.
Yeah, I saw a video of this. I did not see any in room effects.
Okay.
The thing that I found interesting was that it was not in 3D.
Oh.
The video I saw was very clear. It was not blurry at all, so I'm assuming it was not in 3D. And then they had this weird, like, a bar in front of the screen, like a kind of a stanchion bar.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I think that was part of Storm Chaser as well.
I don't understand why it's there. Like, it literally obstructs the view of the screen, and it doesn't seem to be a set piece. Like, there's seats in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it was, it was a typical, you get shrunk down to the size of the fish. It's just a little adventure you're going on with Nemo and his friends. It looks cute. Nothing mind-blowing. But yeah, a little, I don't know. I'm surprised it's not 3D. And I didn't see any in-theater effects, and then there was a bar in the way. But listen, if you got kids that like Finding Nemo, I'm sure you'll like it. But back to Once Upon a Time, now the TV show.
TV show.
Okay, now I don't know if I made a promise, but I definitely said I would watch the musical episode that was recently on TV. I gotta tell you folks, I did not watch it because I saw the 3-minute tease that they put out there, and it was among the worst stuff I've ever seen in my life. I sent it to you.
Yeah. I watched. They actually put a lot of they had Regina's song, Hook's song, and then the Snow and Prince's. I watched all 3 of those clips, but I did not see the episode.
It made me so uncomfortable. Like, it was so bad. It made me physically uncomfortable. And my buddy Aaron, not the co-host, but Aaron Wallace, hello. He was like, "No, you've got to watch it. You said you would." And I'm like, "I can't. Like, I literally can't." It made me so uncomfortable. I would be very curious to know, those of you who watched it and enjoyed it, leave a comment below, let us know. But I don't know. I couldn't handle it. So I didn't. And apparently some of the cast members agree it's time to move on because there's a good list of characters. Some are choosing to leave and then some are getting kicked off the show. But Jennifer Goodwin, who plays Snow White, Josh Dallas, who plays Prince Charming, Jennifer Morrison, Emma Swan, who always reminds me of Twilight because her name's Bella Swan in that, but I digress. Rebecca Mader, the Wicked Witch of the West, Jared Gilmore, who's Henry Mills, and Emily DeRaven, who plays Belle, are all not returning for season 7. So it's going to be a different show, apparently. Yeah. We got the Evil Queen still. We got Rumpelstiltskin still, Mr. Gold. But I mean, I haven't watched the show in so long, so I can't really have an opinion, but I feel like it's time to hang up.
I haven't watched like I said, I haven't watched since the Frozen section. But from what I know, people who still watch, they end it in a way where they don't need those characters. So the show apparently could go on without them.
No, it is going on. They've already confirmed to season 7.
But I'm saying apparently it can make sense without these characters. So congrats to the writers who put that up, I guess.
Listen, as I said, I'm not a fan of the show. If you are a fan, I really truly hope that they serve you well. Nothing bothers me more. I just went through this with Bates Motel where they decided to end their show after 5 seasons. That was the story they wanted to tell. But I personally feel like the show would have been better ending after season 4. It was a better ending there, in my opinion. I hate it when shows go too far. And for you who love Once Upon a Time, I hope it stays wonderful for you. I truly do. Mm-hmm. What else?
But we just talked about a musical episode. Mm-hmm. Something else musical is coming over to the Disney Channel. I don't know if you would mix. I don't know if all these 3 mix, but if you're a fan of zombies, cheerleaders, and musicals, there's something coming for you.
Yep.
There's a new, I assume a DCOM coming out that has to do, it's a musical about zombies and cheerleaders.
Yeah. Now it's going to be a zombie and a non-zombie falling in love. So kind of that Romeo and Juliet aspect of it. And this is
which is a movie called Warm Bodies.
Oh yes, that's right. Yeah,
So
but not a musical though, and not a Disney Channel original movie.
Yeah.
But this is one of those things that, like, if you said it, like if you were playing a trivia game or something, and this was one of the options, which of these is not a real movie? Yeah. Like, this would be the one that, like, there's no way that can be real. No, it's going to be a thing. I think I might tune into this. Whatever. Yeah, it's way off. It's going to be 2018, but this is just weird to me. It seems like they took a survey and they're like, hey, what's popular? Walking Dead is really popular. Let's get the zombies in there. Well, cheerleading, those are the popular kids in school. Let's throw that in there. And musicals do really well for us in Disney Channel original movies. So that's how we got Zombies coming to a small screen near you. Speaking of the small screen, though, we got the return, I say,
kind of
American Idol, which is the weirdest thing ever considering it just ended about a year ago. Mm-hmm. I've never been a fan of this show. You know what actually drives me most crazy about this is that now the American Idol experience at Disney's Hollywood Studios would make sense to be there. I've always been like, oh, gosh, get this out of here.
Yeah.
Now it would make sense, and it doesn't exist because Frozen's there. But apparently there was a bidding war between ABC, NBC, and, wait for it, Fox? We're in a bidding war for American Idol, which makes no sense. Didn't Fox cancel it?
Yeah.
I don't understand this. But yeah, Disney now owns American Idol for ABC. I hear they're trying to get Ryan Seacrest back. I hear they're going to have auditions for it in the Disney parks. There's going to be a whole synergy thing here. I guarantee you we're going to see it on Freeform and all that, the other Disney networks. But I don't. Did you ever watch that show?
Yeah.
Did you?
I watched it in the very beginning when I was in like 4th grade. But yeah, I think I watched like 2-3 seasons maybe and then stopped.
Yeah, I was never really a big fan.
I think it's always fun to watch. I think I used to just watch the audition sections.
Were you the jerk who watched for the bad people?
Yeah.
You're a jerk.
Of course. This makes great TV.
That is why I hate that show, because it's like encouraging the country to make fun of people. I hate that show for that reason.
Yeah. So I watched the auditions and then that's it.
Oh God, terrible.
Unless they go into what like Dancing with the Stars does, and they have like a Disney episode where they have to sing like Disney songs. Then I'll tune in.
Then you'll tune in. The thing that bothers me about this is it kind of feels like it's like a very early rushed nostalgia where, we're going back to like stuff like Fuller House now. And it's been like 20 years. Like there's this nostalgia factor, but American Idol, it's too soon for nostalgia. It's been a year.
2000.
2015, I think it ended. 2 years. In any case, I'm not very excited about it, and I will not tune in. But that's okay.
But speaking of something else returning, the Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah.
In the digital kind of era.
Yeah.
Era. So yeah, Mickey Mouse Club coming back.
Going to Facebook.
Facebook.
Going to be called
The Book of Faces.
And it's going to be called Club Mickey Mouse. Exclusive the Facebook anthology series. I think that's kind of cool. I'm a big fan of the Mickey Mouse Club. It's an important part of the studio's history.
Yeah, I just feel like Facebook's a weird platform. I feel like
it is.
YouTube would be a more general platform. But
yeah, I mean, they're probably trying to start something on Facebook, and this is a good launching platform for it. So I found that interesting. Speaking of some cool nostalgia stuff, though, we got Disney Afternoon heading to the Walt Disney Studios lot here in Burbank, California. Yeah, in August 19th. So if you are a D23 member, tickets are $60. They're going to have a lot of panels. There's going to be a lot of information about the new DuckTales. They have not mentioned meet and greets yet, but I have a feeling meet and greets are some Disney Afternoon favorites are going to be there. So shows like Darkwing Duck and Gummy Bears and Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Cool.
So it's actually a kind of cool event. $60 is a little pricey, but there's also not a ton of details. Who knows what's really going to happen with
Also, speaking of something very weird,
I love weird.
Disney has kind of been held ransom for something. Some literal pirates apparently have a copy of an unreleased Disney film. The title has not been disclosed, and they are holding Disney ransom, asking for $1 million or so.
I've heard the
question
amount,
mark of numbers to not release this out into the world. Which is very weird.
Yeah. So computer hackers are basically the deal is I have not heard a dollar amount, but the deal is they said they'll release 5 minutes of the film and then 20 minutes after that until they finish, until they get the money they want. No mention of the film, as you said. Could be Cars 3. Could be Pirates.
It's like, you better hurry up.
could be a first cut of Star Wars.
If it was Star Wars, you better pay that money.
Now, tell me this: if it was Star Wars, a movie you really want to see, and it was released, would you watch it?
How good's the quality?
It's good quality. It's pirated from the studio.
No.
No, sincerely, I'm not going to judge you. Would
No.
you wouldn't watch it?
Mm-mm.
Neither would I. But it's an interesting question because, it would be a really interesting test to test how loyal Disney fans are. Imagine if it did get released and all that happened was...
If it was Pirates, yes. If it was Cars 3, yes.
Yeah, for some reason, you would skip it?
No, yes, I'd watch it.
Really?
Yeah, because why not? Because those are franchises that I'm indifferent about. So sure, but Star Wars something I love like that. No,
I think it would.
I feel especially Star Wars is one of those things that you experience with people in a theater.
Yeah, I would agree. I just think it would be an interesting test if
Cars 3 is just 4-year-olds I don't want to deal with.
It would be interesting if Bob Iger just came out and said, "Guys, please don't let these hackers win. Please don't watch this movie."
Yeah, you can say that all you want, but people are still gonna watch it.
Yeah, it'd probably be 10% of the Disney fan community that refuse to watch it, and then 90% watches it.
Yeah. But apparently, Disney...
Actually, it'd be great if Disney was like, you know what? Screw you. We're releasing it in theaters for free. Go see it in theaters the way it's supposed to. That's the way to deal with it. No, seriously.
Forget all the money that we spend. Here's a free movie.
Listen, if the hackers released it, I would that would make Disney look so good. Don't get me wrong, it would stink.
Yeah.
They'd lose a lot of money, but I don't at least release it early and say go see it now. I don't know. Obviously it's not that easy. You can't just make a phone call and be like, "Hey, show our movie."
But apparently Disney is not backing down and refusing to pay.
I really do want to know what
we'll
movie.
See what it is.
Anyway,
maybe.
It's crazy.
Question mark.
Any other news you want to get to? No?
I'm thinking about things. Nope.
Okay, no other news. Before we get to trivia, I do want to give some shout outs to Taylor Jordan 111192. Shout out, hello. Thank you so much for leaving a 5-star written review on iTunes. Araceli, hello. Hi, Araceli. Say hello.
Hello.
Thanks for leaving a 5-star written review on iTunes. Caitlin McCartney. Oh my goodness, hello, and thank you for leaving a 5-star written review on iTunes. Jessa Diane. Hello, and thank you for leaving a 5-star written review on iTunes. Pat, if you want to shout out on the show, how do you do it?
All you have to do is leave a 5-star review on iTunes.
No kidding.
That's it.
That's so simple. Mm-hmm. I also want to give a shout out to Music and Things, who has started from the beginning of Disney Coast to Coast on YouTube and started watching from episode 1 and is gradually getting through them all and leaving comments on a lot of them. Thank you so much, Music and Things. I hope you hear the quality getting better, because I certainly do when I go back to episode 1.
Can you imagine going back and being like, I can't wait for Festival of Fantasy.
Our first episode is Aladdin on Broadway and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Oh my God.
And more stuff, but and we're like, "Hi, I'm Jeff, and welcome to Disney Coast to Coast." Yeah, it's super
great,
super.
Don't
mellow.
go back to this.
No, you should. It's quite hilarious. But anyway, that means
it's trivia time.
So, Pat, do you want to ask me a question first?
Sure.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, you already know about my favorite person, Jordan Fisher. Yeah. Well, besides Happily Ever After, he's in a good amount of other Disney things. Can you name at least 3?
Teen Beach Movie.
Teen Beach Movie 1 and 2.
Teen Beach Movie 2.
Doesn't count.
Yeah, it does count.
Teen Beach Movie franchise.
That counts.
Nope.
He's in more Disney stuff. Is he on that album, the Disney pop music covers of great Disney songs? No. Is this a TV show, a movie? What?
But there's both of them.
He's on a TV show?
Yeah. I don't think you're going to get the TV show one, but it's fine.
Probably never even heard of it.
It's actually on 2 if you want to count a Freeform /ABC one.
What?
I think it's the Fosters or Switched
He's on the Fosters?
or Switched at Birth, something. He was
Switched
like
at Birth, probably.
one of those. I feel like it was one of those.
Big fan here.
But
Big fan.
it's a Disney movie and then a Disney Channel show.
A Disney movie. Oh, he was a voice in Moana,
Yeah,
singing.
he's the
He sang a
credit.
song. And what was the hint for the other one?
TV show, Disney Channel TV show.
Oof.
You're not gonna get it.
No.
It also stars Dove Cameron of Descendants.
Nope, not gonna get it.
Liv and Maddie.
All right, heard of it. That's about it. But cool. So
And now he's the voice of
Happily Ever After.
Happily
Happily Ever After. Well, a little earlier we were talking about Club Mickey Mouse, which is the newest rendition of the Mickey Mouse Club. There actually have been several through the years. Can you tell me how many? Can you tell me the official names of those? Can you tell me the years they were on TV? What do you think?
Mickey Mouse Club.
The Mickey Mouse Club. Okay, when did that premiere?
90s. 80s. Late 80s.
Okay,
Beginning,
wait,
early
whoa. The Mickey Mouse Club with Annette Funicello.
Oh, a net full of Jello.
You jerk.
That was in the Muppets.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, there was a net and it was full of
A
Jello.
net full of Jello.
Yeah. Okay, so the 60s,
Nope.
the 70s,
No, it was before the 60s.
the 50s,
50s?
57,
Well, yeah, it's a good guess. It premiered in 1955 and
1955.
ran for 4 years to
Ran for 4 years,
1959.
1959, obviously.
So that's the Mickey Mouse Club.
Mickey Mouse Club.
And then there was...
The House of Mouse.
Nope.
The Mickey Mouse Club Part 2.
Close.
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
The
Mickey Mouse Club.
Nope.
The House of Mouse.
The
next kids coming up.
The
new Kids
new
on the
Mickey
Block.
Mouse Club.
The new Mickey Mouse Club.
There we go. The new Mickey Mouse Club. When do you think that might have run?
The 1960,
Nope. Higher.
1973, 2,
Nope.
7.
Nope. Yeah. 1977.
1977.
Till
Till 1980.
1978.
1978.
Very short
only
run.
Short
Yep.
run, of course.
And then there was...
And then there was the Mickey Mouse Club.
Nope.
House of Fun
Nope.
Times.
Nope.
The 1990s Mickey Mouse Club with Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake.
The all-new Mickey Mouse Club.
All new Mickey Mouse Club.
Also known as MMC.
Which is the one I care about.
Yeah.
Because it had Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake.
Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, Ryan Gosling, JC Chazet, Kerry Russell, Christina Aguilera. Yeah, all the Dynamite ones I grew up
The
with.
good one.
That was 1989 to 1994. So this will be like the fourth official version that we're getting on Facebook called Club Mickey Mouse. So there's the Mickey Mouse Club, the new Mickey Mouse Club, the all-new Mickey Mouse Club, also known as MMC, and Club Mickey Mouse.
And the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, which is on Disney Junior.
That was an animated show, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse. And
Yeah, not quite the same thing.
it's like Clubhouse. So.
It's the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. I mean, that's the other show.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for us this week. Thanks so much for joining. Of course, you can connect with us between episodes on all of our social media. Head to DisneyCoastToCoast.com. Check it out. There's a lot of different pages there. So, just go navigate and explore, shall you? Mm-hmm. You shall. Thanks for a magical week, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Thanks for watching Disney Coast to Coast. Have a magical day.